Val Zarn. I'd love to be Val Zarn for a day, so this is my chance. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and kick this off. Like I said, feel free to share the link, invite anybody you'd love to be in business with, and we'll be admitting people along the way. My name is Mark Newbauer, sitting in for Val Zarn, hence the name tag. Val Zarn is an amazing, dynamic leader in the Symmetry financial world. And just for everybody's edification, I just wanted you to know this was initially going to be a live event in and around Irvine, California, and SoCal area. And bad news, the two hosts were both diagnosed with COVID in the last few days. And the great news is we react to things in a positive manner. So what did we do? We rallied and we're going to do this thing virtually. So it's accessible to anybody and everybody throughout the country. So take advantage of that. Whether you're a leader and an agent that's been here or just somebody brand new checking it out, bring a friend while Gabby and I get started. Who's Gabby? Well, I can't wait to introduce Gabby. She's one of my dear Symmetry friends who I can't wait to see at National Conference here in a couple months. The inimitable Gabby Roethlisberger will be co-hosting with me today. She has been so generous with her time. She's in the middle of a dial session for her business and found out that, we've got this situation at hand and thought, well, nobody wants to just hear Mark talk the whole time. I better show up. So Gabby, co-host, go ahead and introduce yourself, Gabby.
Hi, everyone. I am really excited to be here. Like Mark said, that I was kind of in the middle of a dial session, but I'll do anything for Mark Newbauer and Val Zarn. Just amazing people and my buddies in this business. I direct to Beth Maddox, and I'm actually out of Houston, Texas. And I'm actually living here in Franklin, Tennessee. So that is me. Good to see everybody.
Love it. And my name is Mark Newbauer. Again, I am direct to Chris Cook in the Chris Cook hierarchy here at Symmetry Financial Group. And we're broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona. So good to be inside right now because it's about 1:05 outside. Got a lot of people coming in the room, guys. We're going to get started with a corporate overview. Let me just share my screen. I'm going to make you a co-host just in case, Gabby. There we go. Everybody can see this, correct?
Yep.
So guys, Gabby and I, this is what we call in the business a dry run, right? We've never had the opportunity to work together in presenting one of these. So bear with us as we navigate the slides together, but we'll make sure to give you a nice complete overview of this amazing company that we both chose to be a part of some time ago, and what the opportunity might look like for you and yours. So here we go. Guys, why choose Symmetry? Lots of great reasons. The ability to work for ourselves, but not by ourselves, right? It's a turnkey business model. What does that mean? It means as long as you're coachable and amenable to change, this is a plug and play business, right, Gabby? You just follow the system, do as your mentor instructs. First thing I said when I came here was I saw so many successful people following a system and benefiting from it. I thought to myself, hey, as long as this doesn't violate my morals or ethics, I'll do whatever they tell me to do, right? I'll stand on my head every morning if that's what it takes. So we've got a culture of strong core values and leadership development, ability to scale our income with no caps on potential earnings. That's what's great about a commission position, right? There are zero caps on your income potential here. Time and money freedom. You set your schedule here, right? Nobody's going to tell you what to do or where to be, but we will certainly give you a map and make recommendations accordingly so that you can have a successful business without wondering what's next. Omni-channel support from the home office and your upline. What does this mean? We'll get into that. Recession-resistant industry. Insurance industry has been around for hundreds of years. Give you an idea, some of our carriers that we'll go through in a second here One has been around since the Civil War and has paid a dividend every year since. That's National Life Group. And we do meaningful and impactful work, guys. This is all about serving from the heart. We believe very much so that your income is just a byproduct of how much impact you have on people, right? So yeah, you can make a ton of money here, but you can't make it about the money, or you might not, right? This is about impacting people positively, serving from the heart, realizing that the leads we're servicing are families that have asked for our help, and in helping them genuinely, we are rewarded handsomely by the carriers for being their boots on the ground. So Gabby, what do you want to do? You want to alternate slides and sections for a little bit?
Yeah. So one of the things I love about this, I mean, it's very easy to brag on Symmetry. It's very easy to brag on ourselves, but it's really fun when we're noticed by others. So the past 6 years, we've been ranked in the top fastest growing companies, top 5,000, and then voted company culture by Entrepreneur Magazine for 2 consecutive years. So that's a big one. And you're going to learn that as we continue, just how big our culture and how much culture matters. But this is pretty cool. And I love that we get to say this 6 years in running.
Amazing. And it may not be a coincidence that 2016 is the year I started.
You changed the game, Mark.
Maybe. No, this thing was amazing before I got here. No.
So who is Symmetry? Symmetry was actually founded by these 3 gentlemen on the right here. And we were actually founded in 2009. I don't know if people remember what was going on in 2008, but these guys actually had the wherewithal, you could call it stupidity, you could call it brilliance, to start a mortgage protection company at this time. And together, these guys have over 50 plus years of insurance experience. And one thing that I love is that they started just exactly where Mark and I started, exactly where you yourself will start when you come into this business as an agent. And so they've built an amazing company, and you'll hear more about that. But those are our founders.
Yeah, these guys are incredible. If you've ever been on a national call, I recommend it. These guys are just as genuine gets. So guys, who's Symmetry Financial Group? We're a subsidiary of Quadrants Insurance Holdings. And I have to mute out. Guys, mute out as you come in, please. I'll keep an eye on you too. Created by those founders that you saw just a slide ago, Quility's mission is to provide choice and simplicity to families seeking life insurance and financial solutions by empowering a network of agents with a revolutionary digital platform. One quick thing I'll say here, we're as much a fintech company, financial technology company, as we are an insurance marketing organization. These guys have their finger on the pulse of what's happening, not today, but tomorrow, and are integrating that into our training and back office solutions like I've never seen in a company before, particularly in our industry.
So Symmetry's core values, relationships matter, people come first. So I think of this very instance, right? I get a call from my buddy in this business, and he needs some help. So I pop in, right? So relationships are really, really important. Relentless pursuit of personal growth. That's a big one. You will find that negative people just don't last very long here, right? We're a positive group, and we understand that our business is only going to grow as big as we ourselves grow. So relentless pursuit of personal growth, open, honest, and productive communication. That's a pretty obvious one. And we do the right thing even when no one is looking. This business requires a license. So you have to be licensed by your state to do this business. So with that, comes doing the right thing, making sure you stay legal. So we work as a true team and strive to be a positive influence. That's one thing that from the 4 or 5 years that I've been with Symmetry, we are constantly looking to do good in the world, like that being of service and doing good in the world, and looking to do that. We partner with Make-A-Wish and we grant wishes every single year. And it's something that we've really taken into our company. We act like owners because we own it. You are going to hear more about the opportunity to actually be a business owner and own your own agency. And then lastly, we have fun and we get stuff done. Mark and I and Val actually all met at Agency Owner Academy, where we got to learn the ins and outs of being agency owners, and we got to have some fun. And that's where we created this relationship that we're going to have for a long time. So Symmetry core values.
I love that. Yeah, for what it's worth, as Gabby mentioned, like Val and I met Gabby and her amazing husband, Fred Roethlisberger. We met them at an academy for leadership, and we've, instant friends with probably about a dozen other people too. Really is an amazing culture. So if you're looking for community on top of an opportunity, this is certainly the place to do it. So what we do, guys, protect life's journey, right? We got a lot of solutions here. Life insurance, we do mortgage protection, term, universal, whole life, final expense, accidental death. Most agents do opt to get their life and health license because we can offer disability policies, critical illness, which is heart attack, stroke, cancer, med subs, long-term care, dental, and wealth accumulation, debt-free life, annuities. IULs, that's something our agency is very passionate about, creating tax-free wealth without any market downside, mortgage acceleration, and Smart Start, which is like grow up plans for kids. You wouldn't believe what 25, 50, $100 a month can do for a child. The spoiler alert, it'll add up to about millions of dollars in retirement income with down payments for houses, cars, things like this, school, all along the way.
So how do we do this? We get to partner with over 30 different insurance companies. And some of these you'll recognize: Mutual of Omaha, National Life Group, AIG, Foresters. But what we do when you come on board, you're actually going to be a broker. And one thing that's important if you're not familiar with the industry is we're able to actually bring a very holistic approach with our clients to where we're able to get them whatever it is that they need. We're not having to put them in a box. So for example, companies that are that require you to only sell their products, that's not what you have here. You're going to come on, you're going to be contracted with several dozen different companies. So that's a big deal, because that means we're able to offer our clients exactly what they need and what they can qualify for, not have to put them into a box.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's one of the things I love about being a broker as opposed to a captive agent. Is Gabby and I and all the other agents, we get to say, hey, families, we work for you. We don't work for the insurance companies. We work for you. We simply have access to the insurance companies so we can help you make the best decision and get the best fit for your budget. That's a pretty powerful statement, guys, because now they don't have an insurance salesperson on Zoom with them or in their home. They have a family advocate on their side to go shop on their behalf in an industry most people don't know anything about. So is there a need for our products? Absolutely. There are about, I think that's what that squiggly equals sign means, right? There are about 119 million households in the United States. 7 out of 10 households rely on 2 incomes, right? 53% of foreclosures are caused by a death or disability of one of those parties, right? 45% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement. That's a scary prospect, something that we hope to change. That's one of our missions. Average funeral costs are $9,000 plus. Forget about it if you have to transport a body over state lines. And among Americans age 65 plus, 21% of married couples and 45% of singles rely on Social Security for 90% or more of their income. And if anybody's paying attention, that may or may not be there by the time you reach that age, right? Not trying to scare anybody, but that's the popular consensus. Why now? Post-COVID-19 pandemic, guys, that was a big shakeup, right? In this country, some of us are still reeling from it. Val and Rob have it right now, right? So it's still affecting us. Application activity for U.S. life insurance is up nearly 8% year over year in 2021 among people under the age of 44. So this is no longer something that people just sit around and think, oh, I wonder what that'd be like if I had that, right? There's a call to action here because unfortunately, a lot of us have had to witness a lot of tragedy in and around us. Hopefully nobody here, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. You never know when or what's going to happen. And it's always great to have the kind of protection that we provide people.
So what you're looking at here is how we're doing in the marketplace. And I don't know about y'all, but if I'm looking to partner with a company, I want the graph to look like this, right? We're going places. And as you can see, like I said, we were founded in 2009. One would think would be the craziest time to start a mortgage protection company, but we did. And since then, sky's the limit. And if you look to the right, the total life capacity, so life insurance, is actually $2.35 billion. And our company's 2021 production was actually $205 million. So is there a need for our products? Is there more out there? Is the piece of the pie still available? Are you too late? I would say absolutely not. We have barely 10%, right, of the total capacity. And then that's not even considering the annuity capacity, right? What Mark was just talking about with the retirement protection, $5.7 billion. So something to understand is this is a $1 trillion industry that you're partnering in, and there's a lot to take advantage of in this industry. And as you can see, we're doing that year over year and increasing. We actually increased in 2020 and had an amazing year. And that was the big pivot is what we call it. Believe it or not, guys, we used to actually go into people's homes and meet with them face to face. And after, when COVID hit in 2020, we made the big pivot to virtual appointments, and we really aren't looking back. So it's something that you do from home, and are able to run your business from home. And there's lots of different tools that we'll share with you that Symmetry provides when you come aboard.
That's right. Awesome, Gabby. And how do we find our clients? Well, that's what Gabby was right in the middle of doing before we called her with this 4-alarm fire. We have omni-channel marketing leads available so that you don't have to go through the phone book or knock on doors, right, Gabby? Symmetry currently generates 15,000 leads every week. So the reason we hold these overviews is because we need help. These families need help. Gabby and I can't handle it all as much as we'd love to. On average, 3,000 new leads are added to inventory each week after they're allocated to agents, with over 1 million in total bonus lead inventory. What's a bonus lead, guys? It's a lead that hasn't been serviced yet. So they fill out the form, they mail it in. We've got 5,000-6,000 agents growing, but maybe not enough to handle the lead supply that week. They'll fall in and fall back over and over until an agent can service them. So that's why we are definitely looking for the right people at the right, who this could be the right time and opportunity for to service all these families that we've got, awesome leads coming in from. Our subsidized lead program provides options for every budget, right? So some of those older leads that haven't been serviced yet, we make those available to brand new agents so that you can cut your teeth on our scripts, our video training, sit with families who desperately need the help, maybe even more so than the newer ones, right? Our goal is to put you in front of families that have requested your help. So you could see lead forms over here on the right. I'm waving my arrow around. Can you see that, or is that completely useless? Oh, okay. I don't know if that you can see that or not. So guys, you can see here, this is a lead form, and it's very, very clearly written here. It has the borrower's name, address on it. It displays their current loan information, so the last recorded loan history on here, and basically says, hey, God forbid you were to suffer a death in the family, a disability, a critical illness, heart attack, stroke, cancer, things like that. You have the opportunity to have part or all of your mortgage paid off in a way that comfortably fits your budget. And if you'd like somebody to contact you about this, please fill out this form, send it in. And guess what? We have all kinds of leads. We'll get into that in a minute. We do have state-of-the-art technology that'll do all kinds of things, but our core leads, these mortgage protection leads that are filled out, and guys, can you imagine? I mean, I don't even open my mail, let alone fill out a form, fold it up, put it in an envelope, lick the envelope, right? And walk it to the mailbox. Well, they do. So these are people that really want some help, and it's our job to service them. So spend your time selling, not prospecting, is the point.
And that's the biggest problem with sales jobs in general. And that's what really attracted me to Symmetry was the lead program. And they really do, these guys, remember I told you that they have 50 plus years experience together combined, but they started out just like us, right, as agents. So they understand the need to have a valuable and proven lead system. So they actually invested $21 million in 2020 into lead generation techniques. And the average close ratio is about 37%. I always say this, guys, once you figure this thing out, you're a machine. Okay. It's just math. And you're able to, if you want to make X amount of income, you're able to do the math and make X amount of income. So that close ratio is an average. But like I said, once you figure this thing out, it's much higher.
I love that you just mentioned that, Gabby. I mean, guys, this is, it's a business of service. We lead from the heart. So, you may have some emotional experiences with clients that haven't been helped before, and it's just so rewarding. I can't even do it justice with words. But on top of that, as I always tell my agency, this is a numbers game before it's a service game, right? So you remove the emotion, recognize the math and metrics, which Symmetry is so good at, and you're able to reverse engineer your income. And that's what's so cool, right, Gabby? Once you know the metrics, I don't care if you want to make $500 a month or $5,000 a week, or plus, the opportunity's here. You just do the math, reverse engineer it, and service the number of families necessary to get there.
1,000%.
So
how do we support our agents? So like I said, you're going to have a proprietary sales system. We have scripts, we have PowerPoints, we have a plug and play turnkey system, proprietary CRM and lead management. So you can keep up with your leads, marketing, recruiting support. Believe it or not, I feel like I'm pretty good at PowerPoints, but I did not make this PowerPoint. Symmetry took care of that for us. So they have a marketing department, game-changing agent technology. That's really where the quality side of things that Mark was talking about is taking care of a lot of things in this industry. This is a very, very old industry. Not a lot of change has happened, but what's changing is our clients and the way that they want to go about business. They want to get their insurance fast. They want to get it right away, and they want to be able to do it quickly. And so what we're working on the tech side is really how quickly can we help our clients, speed to our client. And then lastly, just the ongoing support, one-on-one mentorship. That was the biggest thing for me. I had zero insurance industry experience or knowledge. And so that was really, really big for me to know that I had somebody in my corner whose success was reliant on my success, right? And then weekly training calls and webinars, local, regional, and national training events. It sounds like that was supposed to be something that everybody here was supposed to be going to, in-person events. So that's something that you're going to have along your Symmetry journey.
Yeah, we can pretty much guarantee your success here. I shouldn't even say pretty much. We can guarantee your success here so long as you're taking advantage of the opportunities here, plugging in, as we call it, and applying what you learn each and every week with persistent consistency. As the great Tom Ziglar, son of Zig Ziglar, stated in his book, Choose to Win, one we read recently, which was really good. So, guys, how do we support our agents further, right? So Gabby just talked a little bit about Quality Tech's industry-leading InsurTech tools. So we have a lot of proprietary technology, guys. We could go down a rabbit hole here for the rest of the hour, but we won't do that. But we will touch on some points. You can, with our technology, right, manage your business remotely from pre to post sales with centralized data and insights. That's just a real fancy sentence for we have an amazing back office for you to monitor every single piece of your business without having to have your own Excel sheets and have this and have that. It's all mapped out in your back office for you. So real easy to grow into agency ownership here and manage that business while you scale up, right? Recruit effectively with customized tools, websites, funnel, and marketing. Yes, we have our own recruiting funnels. We have our own marketing engines that you can plug right into to grow your business and your agency. Automate business to maximize efficiency and close more leads. Guys, we've got a proprietary product in which you can hop on with a client, phone or Zoom, and in under 10 minutes have gone through the underwriting process with them, taken their information, and have a policy issued to them right then and there with direct deposit to your bank account the next day. That's how efficient our well-oiled machine is here. Generate real-time quotes to find tailored solutions for clients. You give me your date of birth and whether you smoke or not, and I know your medical history, I can have a couple quotes for you in a few minutes with our technology. Develop and manage leads with direct-to-consumer options. And again, the part that just blows me away, they continue to innovate and add to ongoing education and leadership development with Quility U's learning system. So in addition to all of our resources, technology, we also have personalized coaching programs. So don't worry, guys. Some of our most successful agents, I'll just point out Gabby, a very successful agent here at Symmetry, didn't come from insurance backgrounds, right? Some of our best people, including our founder, one of our founders, Casey Watkins, he was a high school dropout and a plumber's assistant before he thought, you know what, I'm just going to get my insurance license and give this a try. Maybe I'll make a couple $100 a week, right? And now here we are. I won't get into numbers yet, but it's pretty exciting what they've grown from there. You can too. That's the point. You can too. We didn't have, I won't even say half, we didn't have 10% of this stuff when I started, right? It was have a cell phone, have a car. Yes, we drove to appointments back then. We didn't have Zoom. So very different business. And even then it was a great opportunity. We've got some really great leadership development programs, guys. This is just a peek into the different kinds of calls we've got. Connect is an amazing resource and program for the women leaders in our company. And it's not just for women. I love tuning into the Connect because these women that run the calls are super inspiring. And I've watched them go from new agent to leaders of big agencies because they've taken advantage of what we have available here. Agency Owner Academy, again, will always have a special place in my heart because that's where I met Gabby and Fred and some other amazing people. And this, though, in all seriousness, guys, it's an intensive 2-3 day training in which you go learn how to manage your agency, grow your agency, associate with other agency owners, and will expedite your path like nothing else. And then Quility People Insights is how they collect their data, how they manage their data, and how they translate that into metrics so that we as agents can reverse engineer our success.
So Quility Member Services is something that kind of blew my mind. So I don't know if we have any salespeople on the line. I had one job before I came to Symmetry, and it was a sales job. I was selling point of sale systems to restaurants and bars. And one thing about salespeople that I know is that we're not that great at follow-up. And the nice thing about Symmetry is we do have leads. We have incoming leads every week of people who requested information. And so we have to focus on those incoming people who've requested information. Following up with our existing clients is not something that is always on my radar, right? So what they created is a team of highly trained, advanced market certified agents actually follow up with our clients to ensure that if there's been any change in need, if there has been retirement that has happened, whatever the case may be, they actually follow up with my clients for me. And if they are able to help them with whatever their changing need was, I'm actually able to make a passive income and make a percentage of that sale. So one thing that these guys, the owners of this company do, I swear they sit up at night and all they do is think about ways to create more streams of revenue for their agents and their agency owners. And so this is an example of, as just being an agent outside of the craziness that we're going to show you, that you can own your own business and agency. Just being an agent, you're able to create passive income, and you have a team of people working your business to help you create that passive income from an agent standpoint. So big deal, Quilly Member Services.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Guys, you'll find that if you really apply yourself here, you'll get bonus checks from not only Quilly Member Services doing that kind of work to, I don't even know what. I mean, I can't tell you, it's kind of a running joke. Once you get going at Symmetry, you'll start getting deposits that are capital bonuses, building bonuses, rewards for just doing your job, right? And we laugh because we're like, I just got a deposit and I have no idea where it came from or why I got it. So pretty great what they're doing for us here. So here is the Symmetry business model. If everybody knows the, if you haven't read Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant, it's an incredible book, especially if you're set out to become an entrepreneur, right? And just kind of do your own thing. Or maybe you're not sure yet and you're like, well, what's all the fuss about? Why are these guys so excited? Forget us for a moment. Go out and get Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant after you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and you'll learn all about this in depth. But there are essentially four types of ways to earn an income, right? Number one, you're an employee. That means you have a JOB. You don't really have leverage there. What I mean by that is, in order to make the money, you got to show up at work, right? So, just listen to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 and hear those lyrics, right? They're painful if you really dig in, and that's the 9 to 5 experience for many people. And there is no leverage because if you get sick, you're out sick, right? You might have some paid time off, but for the most part, you got to be there to earn the money, right? The amount of active work determines income. Why didn't I just read that, Gabby, instead of all that? Oops. There we go. Then there's self-employed. Now, self-employed is in many eyes a step up from an employee because you own it, right? Hey, this is mine. I own it. I had a business before Symmetry, and it was really tough. So tough to the point that I had to find a Symmetry. A little bit about myself, just a snippet. I was pretty much broke when I found Symmetry 6 years ago, right? I've got my passions outside of this. I owned a business, but I wasn't quite sure how to run it, apparently, because it wasn't putting food on the table in the way that I had hoped. So in my perspective back then, as closed as it was, maybe, I was swallowing my pride and going out and getting my insurance license to make sure at least that I was taking care of the family, right? So being self-employed is great if you own your own business, but you still got no leverage because, again, you have to be there in order to run it, right? So again, the amount of active work determines the income. You're still trading what? Time for money. Now the step up from that is a business owner. You're getting some leverage here. Now this is amazing. This is, I'm taking you through the cycle of Symmetry. It's best if you treat yourself like an employee starting out, knowing that this last exciting quadrant is what you're working toward. And I'll get to that in a second. But treating yourself like an employee is the best mindset you could have starting out here, because it's going to force you to become as disciplined as is necessary to achieve success here. Then you become self-employed, right? Now you're like, okay, I get what I'm doing. I have a little flexibility. I might want to go to the beach today, or I might just need a day at the golf course. Okay, take it. It's your business, right? But as a business owner, when you become an agency owner, like Gabby and I, right? Now you've got an agency with agents in that agency that are working. And guess what? We'll get into this in a minute. But the carriers, they're great at making products, but they're not great at selling them. That's what we're for. We're their boots on the ground. So as you start building an agency, the carriers will reward you for their performance. They get paid their full commission, and the carriers say, well, Gabby organized this team, so I'm going to reward her every single time anybody on her team achieves some success with the family. So now your income does not depend on your active work, right? You're leveraging a system, and people work with you, right? And then, of course, you work into the investor category. Now, we've got several of these that I've seen been cultivated over time since I've started Symmetry. I know Gabby's seen the same. This is when you own your investments, right? This is when you're able to take that business income and put it into something else. And now your dollar is working for you, right? So it's not people working with you, your money works for you, right? You got that $1 coming in and it's working all over the place for you. So that's the really great opportunity here. Let me make sure. Yep, that's the next one. Gabby, you have at it.
So I like to also think, going back to the cash flow quadrants, guys, I had never seen that before. I had never heard of this before. And I was actually in an in-person meeting. And it was actually on a whiteboard, and someone just drew the cash flow quadrants, and it blew my mind. And you're going to see how Symmetry has the system and the opportunity that we have. They've built a bridge from self-employed, that S quadrant, to that B quadrant. And one thing to note here is the left side of this, 95% of the population is either an employee or they're self-employed. However, 5% of the wealth in America is on the left side. So you have 95% of America fighting over 5% of the wealth, and you have 95% of the wealth on the right side for 5% of the population. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to fight with 95% of the population, right? And so I said, how do I get over onto this right side? Well, we're going to talk about that. So for me, I'm sure everybody on here is like, okay, show me the money. How do I do this? What does this look like? So how do we get paid? Everybody, when you come on board, either part-time or full-time, everybody starts out at a 70% contract level. And what you're able to do is actually give yourself a raise. My husband actually used to work in oil and gas, and every like 3 years he'd get a raise and a koozie. That'd be about it. We can actually give ourselves a raise every 2 months here. So just by doing a certain amount of annual premium, which we'll talk to you about what that means, doing a certain amount of that for 2 consecutive months, you're able to give yourself a 5-point raise. And work your way up all the way to 72 to 120%. You can either do that as an agent, as that S quadrant, that self-employed, as an agent on the right side, and work your way up and hit those numbers and get yourself to 120. Or you can do what Mark and I have decided to do, and that is build a business that's going to be in our family, and build that generational wealth through our family. And that is where you actually build a team. So that's that left side. So what does that actually look like broken down? This is a part-time agent, and I'm not good at math. So if I can do this, you can do this, but stay with me. So a part-time agent, if you're working 15 to 20 hours a week, and you help 6 families. So you meet on Zoom and you help a family, you make 6 sales, right? Everybody starts out at that 70% contract level. So an annual premium volume on this left side, the APV, an average case, the client's going to be paying about $1,000 a year. So that's what everything's based off, annual premium. So $1,000 a year is what their annual premium is, and then a 75% carrier advance. So what that means, simply put, is the carriers are actually going to advance us 75% of our commission. So what that looks like, going over here to the right side, 6 sales with an average annual premium would be $6,000. What a 70% commission rate. You just made $4,200, right? You just earned $4,200, but the carrier, all of your clients that you just helped, they've only paid 1 month's premium, right? So actually the carriers will advance us 75% of that 70% that we just earned. So over the course of 12 months, you do that, every month, that's $37,800 advanced. Now, what happens after months 10, 11, and 12 of the policy staying on the books, the carriers give you the rest of that advance. So with the total first year commission, that's $50,400 part-time. So I don't know about y'all, but I don't know a lot of part-time gigs from home, working from home, where you can earn that kind of money, hopping on Zoom with a family and helping make a friend and helping them protect their family. It's pretty crazy.
Not to mention all the tax write-offs for being an entrepreneur.
And then full-time. So remember, we said you're a machine. Once you figure this thing out, you're a machine. So it's just numbers, right? So if you want more, you just do more. So full-time agent working 30 to 35 hours a week. We've upped our activities, so 15 to 20 sales per month. At this point, we've earned some raises. So we're at an 85% contract level, sticking with the 1,000 annual premium volume, and then sticking with that 75% carrier advance. So on the right side, 15,000 I did in sales for that month at an 85% commission. That's $12,750. And you multiply that with the carrier advance over 12 months, that's $114,000. And then with those back end commissions, right, in months 10, 11, and 12 of the policy staying on the books, total first year commission is $153,000. So
Super exciting.
Pretty exciting. And I remember I came in, I was, I think I was 24, 25 when I joined Symmetry. And I remember I was like, I just want to make $100,000. I don't know why, but everybody I feel like has that mindset of 100,000. That's my cap. Once I'm 100,000, I'm good. But here you don't have a cap, right? You can make as much money as you want. It's just math, and you're a machine once you figure it out. So this was a big deal for me, and I was actually right in line with this. I was able to become a top producer in Symmetry in my first year without any background in insurance. So it's one of those things where if I can do it, you can do it, because this is not. It seemed like video game numbers to me at the time, but this is so unbelievably doable now more than ever, because we're not having to drive around and meet with people at their homes. We can just pop on our computer. It's insane.
I love it. I mean, guys, again, when I started this, like Gabby said, we were driving from home to home. I'm from Indiana originally, so lots of snow, lots of cars breaking down, things like that. But just to give you an idea of what's possible here, I've been part-time since day one. I'm now an agency director with Symmetry. I had no idea what I was doing my first 2 or 3 months. I'd call my mentor probably 5 times a day and in every home I was in. And of course, we're here for you. So he helped out. And now here we are, 6 years later, this little pin I put on today to show off a little, that means we did over $1 million in my agency last year. So I went from being super excited about that first, I think it was about a $600 check I got from the carriers when I helped my first family, and not knowing really what I was doing, to here we are, fast forward, we did over $1 million last year in agency. Again, I'm a part-timer. This year, in just our first quarter, we've achieved nearly $1 million. And one of my agents has done, what I've done because of what's available to us all now, has done what I've done in 6 years in under 2. It's just mind-blowing how streamlined the business is now versus when I started and when Gabby started. So guys, we're going to zip through the slides just with respect to your time, but do feel free to screenshot some of this stuff, right? Especially these numbers, because I feel like Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind when I see this stuff, and only I don't know what to do with it. I just see the numbers floating around. So here we go. What makes us different, guys, is our exclusive agency ownership program. So this is why Gabby and I have chosen this path, and so many others, the great Val Zarn, who I'm representing today. Symmetry provides agents with everything they need to build their own business through true contractual ownership. So what that means is when you reach a certain level here, you'll be offered a contract in which you own your agency outright. It's willable, it's sellable, it's transferable. I know a couple that started around when I did. They built an agency, sold it for millions, and they're now traveling the world, right? So you can do that. You can pass it on to your children. I know other agents, we've had some tragedies this year, some due to COVID, in which sadly, some agents have passed away. Thank God they took the time and did the work to build an agency, and their spouses, their families, their children are now still receiving the agency overrides. And as their agencies continue to build, their income is increasing. That's powerful, guys. We've been through some pretty tragic stuff this year with a handful of some of our top leaders. But it's just so heartwarming and inspiring to see that their families are taken care of, right? So you can pass the business that you've worked hard on to a loved one, simply put. You want me to cover this? You go, Gabby. You're going to be faster than me, probably, because I go down the rabbit hole.
No, I'm good. I got this. So, so building your own agency, what does that look like? So at this point, you're building a team. Okay. So, that's me in the middle. I have a 95% contract level at this point. I have some people on my team. So the difference between my contract level and my team members' contract level is this awesome, amazing, life-changing word called spread. Okay. And that spread, taken, if you want to go to the next slide, we're going to just say that that's an average spread of 15%. Okay. Everybody's kind of at a different contract level, and broken down with the math. At this point, I am still doing 15,000 in personal production. If you want to break it down to the math, the next slide. I'm still out and helping my 15 families, right? That full time. So I'm out helping my families. I write 15,000 in annual premium at a 95% contract level, with a 75% carrier advance. I just made $10,687. Okay, that's what I just did on my own production. But I actually have a team that is producing 35,000 in annual premium with that 15% average spread at a 75% carrier advance. From my team, that's $3,937. So total for the month, advance commission is 14,625. Multiply that over the course of a year, that's $175,500 in carrier advance. And then total, remember the back end commissions, months 10, 11, and 12 of the policy staying on the books, total first year compensation was $234,000. So again, I came in and I said, I just want to make $100,000. That's it. I want to make six figures. That was my special number. Well, when I saw this, and I really truly had to grow my money blueprint, my mindset, right? In that I'm capable, I am worthy of making this kind of money. And it's happening all across Symmetry for those who are taking advantage of the ownership program. Our team specifically, actually, we're here out of Houston, Texas. We're here in Tennessee. And we are gunning for what Mark has, and that's a $1 million agency, that agency pen. We did 65,000 last month. So it's not something that is just, this is crazy. It's something that's doable. Again, one of those things, if I can do it, you can do it. So that is building an agency here. And at this point, this is a larger scale. And I don't know, Mark, if you want to pop in here. But at this point, you are out of the field. Okay. So at this point, you've grown some leadership, right? Mark was talking about how he has somebody taking advantage, and they just had a $1 million year in his agency. So you've grown leadership at this point. So you're out of the field, and your agency is running 500,000 in agency production, and still sticking with that 15% spread, and the 75% carrier advance. You can see the math broken up. That's $56,000 a month. Right. And over the course of 12 months, $675,000, and then, almost $1 million a year. So Mark, you want to talk about what this looks like as an executive vice president?
Absolutely. Now, I'm not quite an executive vice president myself. I'm an agency director. But guys, the opportunity here is incredible, as Gabby just kind of went over here with the numbers. This is, we call these video game numbers because they might look ridiculous at first, right? If you've never made this type of money or never had the opportunity of being part of a company that has a system designed for you to follow a path and get to these numbers, but Symmetry does. And I cannot tell you, everyone's experience is different, right? But as a part-timer myself, I have a passion outside of this company that I'm working hard to build. And it's only because of the opportunity here at Symmetry that we're really starting to kick things off on the outside, right? On my other passion. And why is that? Because Symmetry doesn't, you can go ahead and be a producer, right? That's why we have those tracks we showed you earlier, right? There's I disappeared. I'm a ghost. Look at that. I'm Bruce Willis in Sixth Sense. There we go. You guys can't see me. So we have a producer's track, right? But on the builder side, why many of us choose to build is I was able to take myself out of the field about 3 years in, right? I still help families when I'm asked to. I still love putting on advanced market presentations and helping families with tax-free wealth. But Symmetry is designed to allow you to grow into a leadership position, right? And that's a whole nother benefit. That's a whole nother paradigm, if you will. The goal is to grow as people, because as we said in the beginning, income is just a byproduct of impact. And by impacting as many people as you can by following the simple sales system here and building an agency over time, these numbers are highly achievable. And Gabby and I have seen it time and time again as we escalate through the ladder ourselves and help other agents do the same. What makes us different from other IMOs, in my opinion, and from what I've seen out there, is that we're one of the few agencies that reward you for bringing people up, right? This industry is renowned, unfortunately, especially probably through the 80s and 90s, as I remember, for making this spread the end all be all. And well, gosh, if I give my person a raise, my spread's thinner, and right. And then there's all kinds of psychological complications and moral dilemmas and things like this. But Symmetry has designed it so that we are rewarded more by raising people up, right? We don't make a dime unless you make a dollar, as we like to say. And just the same, we get rewarded more richly by making sure you have access to grow along the leadership ladder and by helping you build your team. And that's what I love about this company. So here we go, guys, with the SFG Executive Bonus, which is currently averaging $19,000 a month. What this means, when you get to, this is exactly what I was talking about in the previous slide. When you get to that top commission level, Symmetry rewards you every time that you bring an agent up to that level, right? So what they do is they award you with an annual bonus paid out monthly, and it's based on company revenue. So we're going to go into company revenue in a sec. And guys, just so you know, we only have a few more slides here. I just saw Gabby yawn. No, I'm just kidding, but I did. And
that was a cough.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And I know you have a dial session to get to, but this is where it starts. I'm just teasing you. This is where it gets super, super exciting, because this bonus is on top of all that stuff that Gabby just showed you, right? So the bonus on top of everything is based on company revenues. So this is more than it was the last time we showed this, right? And way more than it was a year or two ago. Continues to grow, and you're vested with this for life. So that's pretty exciting. So when you take that total first year agency compensation, when you make that tier that we just showed in the previous slides, plus your annual bonuses, you're now looking at over $1 million in first year compensation plus residual commission. We've got some really great bonus programs. Again, I joked earlier, we don't even know where half our bonuses are coming from. This is why. These are all the ways that you can earn bonuses here, guys. You could have big relationships you introduce to Symmetry. You're paid a total of 5%. Maybe you know an owner of a credit union, and you just plug and play our life insurance plan into their whole system. You're vested with 5% of that business for life. Capital bonus, just for doing your job. We already get paid by the carriers. They don't need to do this. But just for doing your job, you get a capital bonus. When you raise your people up, you get a Sherpa bonus. You get an equity bonus based on your activity here. And you get a producer's bonus, again, just for doing your job. Let's go over some agent perks real quick, Gabby.
Yeah, so my life policy, it's free year of life insurance for Symmetry agents that come aboard, for those that qualify, and they pay for the first year. You know, we're in this business, you should have insurance if you're going to be selling insurance. And then the My Life policy, this one is a pretty big deal, because if you've been self-employed before, you understand that you do pay for your own insurance. Well, Symmetry actually has partnered with My Health Policy, and you're able to work with a broker who's going to kind of shop it for you. And one thing to know, because people will stay in a job that they're miserable at just for the benefits. But the thing is, it's just not that bad. And actually, my husband, who we actually celebrated just yesterday, it was his 1 year from quitting his job, from firing his boss. And he was in the oil and gas industry, and he quit his job to work in this business with me. And we took a look at our health policy that we were getting with Symmetry and what he had. And he was actually paying more out of his paycheck than what we're paying now. So you just never know because it comes right out of your paycheck, right? So it's just not that bad. Don't let that scare you. And just know that we do have opportunities now for health insurance with Symmetry.
Yeah, I can tell you, I'm happily married with 2 boys. The .gov plan we were quoted $1,400 a month just to get a plan, back when it was mandatory. And when I was just blown over by Symmetry offering this to us as a highly subsidized offering. We're now paying less than $500 a month for my whole family to be covered on a plan better than what I could have found on the .gov site. So it's real deal. It's pretty powerful. And finally, you could be an entrepreneur and have subsidized health insurance. Pretty great. And then we got all kinds of trips and incentives, guys. Again, if you're following your mentor's lead, you're plugging into the system and you're applying it accordingly with what we call persistent consistency. That means week in and week out, build that momentum in your business, right? You can't help but get bonuses and win trips. And these are real deal, pictures from agents that sent them in. Here's the great Miranda Martin. You got Edward Pritchett here and a bunch of great guys going to Costa Rica. I am so blessed to have such an amazing team that I'm actually going to Costa Rica for the first time in September. And I'm super, super excited because I love monkeys and sloths and I hear it's just littered with them. So that's going to be a blast. And this is all here for the taking, guys. Carriers love giving away trips because, again, they make great stuff. They don't necessarily sell it. That's what we're here for. And so they'll reward us. A lot of times you show up on a trip and even though everything's paid for, all inclusive, you don't have to spend a dime. They'll also hand you an envelope of cash sometimes when you show up, and now you've got some spending cash too. So really, really cool stuff. All expenses paid vacations to incredible destinations worldwide. And that's sponsored by carriers and Symmetry. So here's what's happening now.
So agency owner growth, as you can see, as the company grows, the agency ownership is growing. And that's really why we see a lot of people come to Symmetry is for that contract. It's willable, sellable, transferable. And as you can see, just last year, 243 new agency owners. So pretty cool.
Very cool. Infinite client engagement, guys. Gabby went into this a little earlier. QMS, right? Scaling up to 160 QMS agents. That means there's 160 agents working the phones, working text messages, engaging with our technology to make sure that your clients are taken care of well after you've helped them the first time, and you get the lion's share of the commission. It's pretty awesome. That doubles the amount of SFG clients that goes through the process each week. We streamline commission payouts. I mentioned our one in-house carrier. You could help somebody tonight and have a direct deposit in the morning. And that's actually not unusual. There are a good half a dozen carriers that'll do that. Include financial information form resets to drive debt-free life sales and rescue Americans from $1 trillion of debt. What does that mean? If that sounded like Latin to you, what it means is we have some incredible advanced market programs that we simplify by facilitating you to just use a form, ask a few questions once you've helped that family, and you do that consistently, it's going to turn into additional applications in the advanced market realm that you may or may not ever want to even be involved in. It's done for you, and you receive a commission share on everything. If you don't decide to just do it yourself and earn the whole thing. And again, Quility's proprietary term product, that's the one I was talking about. So fast and easy online application. You get your decision in minutes, 10, 15, 20, or 30-year terms. We now have return of premium, meaning guess what? If you got a 30-year policy and you don't die in 30 years, you get every single penny back. So now those people that think, oh, I don't want term insurance, that's a waste of money. I'm going to live for 30 years because I have a crystal ball. Okay, great. Why don't you get this just in case, right? And at the end of 30 years, if you haven't used it, you get all of your money back with no medical exam, no blood, no urine, right? They rely on your medical background report, boom, issued, and the agent is paid.
So Quility U, we have actually been making a lot of improvements, and it's kind of crazy because it's even easier to bring people aboard now. because you just plug in and Quality University. Much like McDonald's, you go to Hamburger University. This is a virtual franchise, and they're creating it one and the same with Quality U. So it's a learning management system made specifically for Symmetry agents. And when you come aboard, you'll do the onboarding training called Fast Track and Summit. And so it's just access to agency specific content through customized direct agency locations. So just always improving in this aspect of being able to onboard new agents quickly so that money gets in your pocket quickly. Much like Uber, where, you know, you sign up to be an Uber driver, you know, and you sign up and you drive and you make money. Much like that, we're moving towards that with the technology that we're introducing, to where you can, at the cost of a license, get your license and plug and play into our turnkey system.
It's amazing. Do you know, I don't, Gabby, but I know it's a lot. Do you know how much it costs to get a McDonald's franchise? Approximately?
Hundreds and thousands of dollars.
I would say the same conservatively, right? Hundreds of thousands. And how much does it cost to be a part of our industry with Symmetry?
The cost of a license, an insurance license, it's different state to state. But I always say, you know, $200 to $300, depending
At most,
on
right?
yeah, at
$24 in Ohio. So prices will vary, but I've seen no more than $250 or so in California. And that's just what's required by the state, right, guys? It costs nothing to be part of Symmetry. It just requires your sweat sacrifice, as I like to call it, right? The gods are waiting to give you the gifts. You just have to put in that sweat sacrifice. And we've got the system for you to plug into and benefit from. It's just one of the most amazing entrepreneur opportunities I've ever seen. Guys, this is real quick. Gabby went through that whole promotional schedule, right? We've got a huge conference coming up, our national conference in Denver, which I'll give you info for in a minute here. This is so great, where they're always thinking of ways to incentivize us, to make us better, right? Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better, right? And they always do the same for themselves. How can they make this easier for us so that we can become better? This is the Slingshot program. What I love about this, real quick, it takes that, you know, hey, get $2,500 a month in annual premium volume 2 months in a row and you get your first raise, right? Well, their first 3 raises now you can achieve in 1 month. So instead of doing 2,500 2 months in a row among your agency, you could do 5,000, right, in 1 month and get that same raise. Plus, they'll give you a 10% bonus on your performance. In this case, the agent did that minimum 5,000 a month required for the raise. They're going to get a direct deposit for $500 on top of it, $750 on top of it, $1,250 on top of it, right? Just for doing your job. So you can build your company as quickly as you like. Just let your mentor know what your goals are. We'll help you reverse engineer them and we'll set you up for success. We do have an overall Slingshot bonus. If you check all the boxes in the requirements to get what is, you know, equivalent to a grand prize, if you will, you can earn in your first 120 days here $15,000 in bonuses and a trip for 2 to the Symmetry destination. Incredible, which is always a 5-star resort in like Costa Rica, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, you name it. Gabby, what are we looking for in new agents?
So we're looking for people who are able to listen, associate, work, change. I like to chop it up to the 3 C's is what we call it on our team. And that is being committed, coachable, and consistent. If you can come in here and commit to the system, if you can be coachable, and not try and come in here and reinvent the wheel, but come in here and be coachable, and just follow the system. And if you can be consistent, I would say, I mean, that you have to have all 3, but I would say consistency is probably the most important. If you can come in and be consistent, you truly can't fail here if you have those 3 things. So that's really who we're looking for. And I really like the last one where it says change. Be willing to change and personally develop. If we want something different, we have to become something different. And if you can come in and become a professional changer, your life will change with it. It's just facts. Mark and I see it all the time. I see it in Mark's business, right? His life is changing right before our eyes, and so thankful to be in business with you, and be sideline buddies with you. And it's pretty amazing what you can do here. And I will say, obviously, does everyone come in here and do what Mark and I have done, and become agency owners? Does everybody come in here and crush it? It's different for everybody, but I'm telling you, you can't fail without having the 3 C's: the coachable, committed, and consistent. So
That's right. And what I love about this, first of all, I get to meet awesome friends like Gabby and Fred. Secondly, I learn things, right? When you associate and you plug in like this today, I'd probably be playing games with my kids right now. But Val and Rob came down with COVID. So Gabby and I came in to help out, make sure that you guys got what you deserved for making the commitment in your schedule. And I've learned a lot from Gabby today, right? Everybody has different leadership methods. I love the 3 C's. I'm going to use that in my next agency meeting. So look at that. I love. You can always be learning, always be growing here. And as Gabby said, growth is required. She talked about the financial blueprint. Most of us have one, whether you realize it or not. You've got a financial thermostat. And in order to earn the numbers that we're talking about here, it's very, very possible by just following the system. But part of the system is growing yourself, getting out of your comfort zone, right? Growing your brain is, as I like to tell my agents, it's the same as when you're growing up as a kid, right? And I remember, when my 12-year-old was going through it, he's like, oh, my leg hurts. And I'm like, well, that's your bones stretching. Like you're growing up and you're going through what's called growing pains, right? We feel that. That's a very physical thing. Well, here at Symmetry, we have those same types of growing pains. Now, you can't stop growing pains as a child, right, when your bones are stretching, right? But you can decide not to experience the discomfort of mental and emotional growth. And that's where most people get in their own way here at Symmetry, right? That's what we want to help you prevent, is understand, yes, it might hurt a little for some people. Yes, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. But yes, we're also going to be there for you every step of the way our mentors were for us. And I promise you, it's like walking on the coals, right? Walking on the hot coals. Does that feel good? No. But does it change you? Yes. Empirically proven it does. So we're going to help you walk on those hot coals. You just have to be willing to do it, right, Gabby?
absolutely.
So guys, this has been such an honor. I can't believe I woke up this morning thinking my day was going to be one way, and then it turns into this, right? And the bonus was, at the very last minute, Gabby was in the middle of a dial session. Said, I'll help out. Love that, because you guys would be asleep by now if it was just me.
And I just want to share, in my dial session, I'm going to brag on myself. I'm just dialing bonus leads, and I booked 6 appointments today. So
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Look at that, guys. It can be done. And you've got great mentors like Gabby in the business who will show you the way. That's the wonderful thing about this new technology that everyone's using called Zoom, is we can coach you no matter where you're at, as long as you've got internet access, right? So what's the next step? Very simple. Talk to whoever invited you to this presentation and let them know you'd like to move forward, right? I have to say what Val would say, and that is, he says it from the heart, right? So I'm evoking Val here. He's, be on one side of the fence or the other. Decide you want to do this or you don't. Don't think about it too hard, right? Get off the fence one way or the other. If you want to get on the side that we're on right now and take that next step and start your own business or start that new career and experience that personal growth, just talk to whoever invited you and we'll plug you into the next steps. Last but not least, I'm going to stop sharing and share something else. Now, Gabby, you're of course welcome to stay, but we won't be offended if you have to go, because I know you're setting appointments. I'm going to close that one. We have some really exciting stuff coming up. So guys, if you'll stick with me for a second, I just have to do a new screen share. I'm
going to hop off.
Okay.
So fun doing this with you, Mark, and we'll chat after, but pretty awesome group popping on a Saturday to hear about an opportunity. And I know everybody's hungry right now for an opportunity like this for work from home. COVID really opened up some eyes to what's possible, that you can work from home. You don't have to go into an office. And so just take the leap, whatever your thoughts are on it, get with the person that invited you. And you can't fail here, guys. You really can't. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're coachable, committed, and consistent, you cannot fail here. It's proven. It's too proven for you to fail. So so get on that. And really good meeting everybody, and love you, Mark.
Love you
Bye.
too, Gabby. Great seeing you. Tell Fred I said hi.
I will.
What an honor. So guys, don't jump off just yet unless you want to. You've seen the bulk of it. I just want to give you a peek inside our system. And before that, just let you know, we've got some really, really exciting stuff coming up. My goal today is to make sure that if this is something that you really want to move forward with, you've got to get to Vegas, got to get to Las Vegas. We have or Indianapolis on the 22nd. So we have some, I'm going to put the link here for Vegas first in the chat. So if you'll please copy this, this is how you get registered. Where's chat? There we go. All kinds of windows here. So that's for Las Vegas. Now, guys, you're going to get some incredible training, further overview, and what I think is even most important is that in-person association with some amazing leaders. Everybody from, budding leaders to people that are making 30, 40,000 a day passive income, who have grown their agencies to that top level. And guess what? You get to pick their brains, associate, learn, take notes, be a part of it. Get to Vegas. I'm going to show you the Indianapolis one because I am a Hoosier at heart. But thank God, no more winters. Let's see. Here we go. Indianapolis. Reason I have to do this, guys, is some of this is in our back end, and this will be the live link that anybody can get to. So make sure you click on the chat there. There are links. Get yourself to Las Vegas or Indianapolis. You're going to love it. And I'm showing you one other thing, guys. This is just a peek into our back end. Now, normally in a live event, and you're going to get this in Vegas or Indianapolis, and gosh, don't let me sell myself short here. The most important event of the year is our national conference right here. Okay, book now at reimagine2022.com. Take the leap. I promise you, I didn't know what I was getting into. I hadn't even made my first sale. I hadn't helped my first family. Somebody said, go to a national conference. And let me tell you guys that are maybe like, whoa, slow down, Mark. I'm not even licensed yet. I brought a couple buddies with me. Some were pretty high profile, actually. I just wanted a bunch of people to go and check this out. So, I knew I wasn't just catching a fever. I wanted some clear heads to let me know what they thought too, right? So I brought a state representative and a city councilman with me. The city councilman was a young kid, fresh out of business school. He went to a 5-year program at St. Francis University in Indiana. And he said, Mark, I thank you that I have learned more, insurance aside, forget everything else. I learned more about business ownership, and how to build a successful business from that weekend that I did in my entire 5 years of business school. It's incredible, guys. So get registered there. Come meet us in Denver. It's going to be an amazing time. And like I said, it'll transcend the industry. If you're coming here for Symmetry, by all means, it's a must. It's a non-negotiable. It's your next step after Vegas or Indy. If you're 3-4 hour drive from one of those or want to hop on a flight, that's the biggest event of the year, and it's something to go to. Now Val's a clock watcher, so I got to end this quickly. He said keep it under 1:15, and we're at 15. So real quick, I kid, but I love him to death. So look at this, guys. We have training scripts. You guys are going to be armed with everything you need, right, to build a successful business here. We've got everything from our best script, which is setting appointments. We've got, if If it loads, great. If it doesn't, I'm just going to move on. But I just wanted to show you guys, we've got some incredible proprietary stuff here, right? Hey, Kenny Meyer, this is Mark Newbauer. I'm calling about your mortgage in the amount of $200,000 over at 123 Sesame Street. Yeah, I'm getting back to you about the letter you sent to my office, designed to protect your family, pay for your mortgage. You remember filling that out? Okay, great. I just need to quickly verify some of the information you provided so we get those options out to you. I have here, and then you go ahead and verify the information. You ask them some good questions about their health, and then you make the appointment, guys. We've got instructions for the tie down if you're in the home. I don't know many people that do in-home anymore, but that's how I started. But now, thanks to Zoom, we're doing virtual appointments. Here's how you lock it down. So we've got scripts, videos, everything you could ever imagine, training-wise. And again, I'm giving you a peek at our proprietary system here, guys. All kinds of training, all kinds of marketing, our benefits and promotion. We've got things that'll help you. Our Ninja Dialer is amazing. You just kick back, wait for someone to answer the phone, and read the script. Pops right up next to your lead. Amazing, amazing stuff. So thank you, guys. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time. It's a Saturday, right? This is usually a day people like to just kind of chill and do whatever, maybe run some errands. You guys took time out of your busy day to check out this opportunity. I thank you. Val thanks you. Rob Huey thanks you. Gabby thanks you. And most of all, if you're taking a step forward, your future self thanks you. So my name is Mark Newbauer. Again, it says Val Zarn, but I'm Mark Newbauer, Agency Director, direct to Chris Cook in the Cook hierarchy here at Symmetry. I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thank you, Mohammed. Great to see you. Thanks for supporting. Mohammed's one of our top agents in the advanced markets line and everywhere else too. He's just an amazing guy, and I thank you for coming on board and supporting. You guys have a wonderful day, and reach out to whoever invited you if you have any questions. And if you don't know who invited you, if you get lost, just hit up Val Zarn. Let me give you his email in the chat here, and then I'm out, right? 1 second. Val Zarn. Val Zarn at zarngroup.net. That's his email. Give you a few seconds to copy and paste that. Definitely make sure you get those links, guys. These events changed my life, truly. I was a starving artist. I'm in the film TV industry. That's feast or famine, mostly famine. And this opportunity has grown me into a leader, has made me a better business owner. And we have all kinds of exciting opportunities in my other business. And I have Symmetry to credit for that. And that's why I'm pretty animated on these things, because it's made a big impact on me and my family. So in all sincerity, I know you guys take this decision. It's a big one, right? It's a bold decision if you decide to move forward, but just know we got your back, right? We'll help you do what you want to do, and we'll help you accomplish it in a big way. So, all right, guys, I'm out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kenny. Justin, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.